Let's do this, baby.
What up, everybody? It's Mark with DBS Decks, and you've all seen this guy before. It's Noah,
Howdy.
and somehow he won the event again tonight, and he's got another fantastic deck list for you. So, Super 17 tonight. Take it away, Noah.
All right, boyos. We gotta slap this table hard. So we got Super 17 currently. This is the leader we played with tonight. Dude's real simple. You burst 2, boop, draw a card on attack. Really dumb. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, it just depends. When you hit 4 or less life, you restand 2 energy, and you flip this man over, and he looks even cooler. He becomes 2 dudes as 1. After that, his auto changes. He has Sparking 5, which you bursted to that point, so 2 turns, you're gonna be fine. You get to draw a card, and the dude's got permanent crit, which is hilarious, because nobody wants to take crit, especially from a 15k leader. They're scrubs. Activate main. You don't use this a lot, but when you do, it's kind of funny. If your opponent has, what does it say? Let's read. It says your opponent has 10 or more cards in hand. You activate this and they pitch to 9. So like, you hit them, they gain cards, you activate main, you hit them again, they gain more cards, you activate main, because it's not a once per turn. It's pretty busted. Wow. Here's the big kill boy of the deck. We play 2 of this dude. I'll put the 2 out. This dude's super cool, super simple. He's a 6 cost with deflect, meaning that none of the counters hit him. Like it matters, none of the current counters are gonna hit him anyways. He says auto sparking 10, which you're going to hit because you burst 2 with your leader. You get to pitch 2 cards from your opponent's hand every time he swings, and he has dual attack. What's better than dual attack? Nothing's better than dual attack, that's a lie. Triple strike's pretty good too. This is like your turn 4, probably your turn 4 play. You bring this guy out and you essentially control the game from that point on. To get to him, we play 3 copies of Infernal Villainy Cell. Now you may be wondering, why don't you play 4? You need it to bring him out. Well, like, we burst. And also, this guy is a 1 10k combo. You don't need 4 of them. You already play super combos in the deck. Like, you see him, it's really good. If not, you're gonna burst him. So you're always gonna have him in dropper in hand to go into this dude and just be like, hey, look at me. I'm Cell Absorb now. Continuing, we also play 2 copies of one of my favorite 17 cards, the Infernal Machine. This card's nutty. You want to close a game, you play this card. This dude says on play, pitch 2 cards, and your opponent pitches 2 cards. It's really funny when your opponent has a fat hand size and you pitch 2, you swing with your 6 drop, and then they have no cards in hand. Then you just swing with the double striker that, guess what, can't be negated. That's his permanent. They can't get rid of that. Wow, what's upside down? Whoop. We play 2 of this guy as well. This guy leads into your 6 drop. He has Bury and Deflect. On play, he kills something. Doesn't say 4 or less, does it? No, he just kills a battle card. So like, they play a big dude, and you have no immediate answer, you're gonna have an immediate answer because this deck has answers. You tap 2, you put the cell under, you know, this spicy boy, and then you pick this guy up out of your drop or your deck, which is really good. If he's in your hand, you're gonna combo with him and you have more combo power. If he's in your deck, who cares? You're gonna pick it up. If he's in your drop, it doesn't matter. That's why you only play 2 of this guy. Once you see him for the rest of the game. It doesn't matter what happens. And then, we're almost there, boys. We play 4 of this dude. This is what makes the deck a bit spicy because we mix in blue now. So you play 4 of the 17 wildlife. Obviously, if you're playing a blue-green deck, which this deck is, I guess I forgot to mention that, you're gonna play this card. It's really good. You need it for the negating energy exhaust so you can continue your turn to be a bit more aggressive or defensive depending on what you need. Also, if you look really close down here, he's an Android 17. You know what that means? You shove him under your 3-drop, which is probably in the next card here, and you get to play this guy, and you get to play, where'd he go? This guy. It leads into either one of them, which is super good because like you're not stuck to one line, and your opponent has to guess which line of or which chain you decide to do. Plus, I mean, like bottom decking the card they combo with also isn't a bad idea if you decide to play this guy, but you probably shouldn't. We play 3 of this dude. He's just another 17. He's really good if you can get him out on the field. He kills something, and he's a blocker with barrier, so like your opponent's gonna have a hard time dealing with him, and he's 20k as well, so like if they don't kill him, he's just gonna restand on your turn, and you can either swing with him, or sacrifice him to combo, so then you could shove him under a 17, and bring out your big dudes again. Like the whole point of this deck is just bring out your big dudes. Now we get to the Kickstarter. You guys should subscribe to my Kickstarter that doesn't exist. So we have this guy. This guy is the main foundation of the deck. You can win with the deck without him, because you can just hit the 4-drop in hand, or you can hit these guys and still be fine. This guy says tap 3, play. He has barrier. So Vegeta the Cruel doesn't hit him, so you tell him to shut up. Desperate Measures doesn't hit him because he costs 3. So any of the early negates don't affect him. Champa might, but like Champa just puts him in rest mode. And you're just going to defend from that point on anyway, so it doesn't matter. Actually, if this guy goes into rest mode, you can still Unity Absorb and plop this dude under, and then pick one of the 4 drops and still go in. So it's real funny, because there's no way to really deal with this card and get it off the board the turn it's played. It's real simple. 3 green, nope, 2 green, 1 of any color. You play them, you win. Then we get to the spice. Obviously, we're playing green. Now, we're playing an Android leader, so you would think, play South-Hearted. No, you don't get to draw on that card. You need to draw with this deck. So you're going to play Paragus. You get to draw 2 and you warp 1. Who cares what you warp at this point? It's not going to matter, because you just drew 2 cards. So you get to see more of your options, which is like a third of the deck. So you got to hit them with Paragus. Or you get to see your negates and your focus breakthroughs, the spice tech of the deck. And you just... I don't know what to say about this card, dude. It's Paragus. You're playing green. You play Paragus. We play 3 Vegeta the Cruels. A lot of people are like, man, Vegeta the Cruel's so good, you play 4. No, then this card gets stuck in your hand and you don't use them effectively. You play 3. If you see him, it's really good. If you see him and you don't need him, he's great green energy. We all know what he does by this point. Dude comes out for 2, he warps a card, and kills something if he can kill it. It's whatever. He's a cool 15k dude to swing with, to bait cards out of your opponent's hand, but that's about it. After Vegeta the Cruel, we go to the other 2 of, which is the Spicy Deadly Defender 18. This 18 is insane. It actually helped me clutch out a game here. So she is super cool. When you put her, or when she's in rest mode, during your turn, she gets minus 5k, so she's at 15, so she's a leader's power, and your opponent can only swing at her. This is the only thing they can swing at all. They can't be like, oh, my leader can surpass it. No, because she says cards, which is why people are really stupid sometimes thinking that their leader can get past this card, unless there's an errata that I don't know about, which there isn't. Here's the super spice, because everything in this deck's spice. We play 2 of the Destined Deed Krillin. You play this 18, you free play this Krillin. That's how the combo works. And then you block with Krillin, so they have to put more swings on this 18 to hit your leader and make you take life. Unless their deck crits you, it won't matter, and they can't get past her, especially because she has barrier, and this dude's just a blocker you throw away on the first attack usually. Well, we went too far. We play 2 focus breakthroughs. You don't need any more than 2, or else you're stuffing your hand at that point. When they're effective, you'll have them. When they're not effective, it's a good thing you only play 2, because you don't want a hand of 4 focus breakthroughs being able to do nothing. Being able to kill a card that your opponent playing by like ripping a life or tapping an energy is really good. If you're not playing Preemptive Strike, which we don't in this deck because we don't need it. We kill enough as is. So this card's just like a fallback in case anything bad could happen. Then it's back again, baby. 2 Desperate Measures. Like, you're playing blue. I think at this point, this card becomes a blue staple. At minimum 1, at best 2. Because if your hand's full of it, then you're stuck doing nothing when your opponent's playing higher cost battle cards. But like, it's so funny for your opponent to try to counter you, and you just like giggle inside like a little schoolgirl and tell them no, put it back in your hand. Obviously, we're playing green. So we play 4 Shocking Death Balls. There's really nothing to say. You're playing green, you play this card. Sparking 5, rip a life, kill something. Don't rip the life, tap a green, kill something. It's your standard green staple negate. We're playing blue, so you play the beans. These are upside down. Everybody knows what beans does at this point. Man, I'm fumbling words. If you don't, that's your fault. We play, we're at the 1-up section now. Here come the 1-ups. We play 1 Super 17 Power Distilled. This guy, so much text I can't remember sometimes. Permanent, if there are 10 or more black cards in your drop area, non-black cards, reduce the cost of this guy in your hand by 2. So he costs 4 instead of 6, which is really good. He also says, choose 1 card in your drop area, send it to your warp. When he attacks, choose up to 1 green extra card in your drop area and add it to your hand. So you're able to recycle your negates, and you're able to recycle this dude, your focus breakthroughs, which is really good if you really need them, which you shouldn't. But like, this is your clutch out card. Also, super cool fact, in case nobody paid attention or cared, you play this dude, you shove this dude under, you play this dude, and then you shove the cell under, and you can play him instead. It just, if you wanted to. You don't need to, but it's pretty funny. He still has dual attack too. He's just 19 instead of 20k. Boom! we play one of the Android 21 Beautiful Scientists. She kills the card, she gives you an energy, and she's a blocker. You're playing blue-green at this point, you probably just play her if you don't have anything else to do for turn 4, or she's a really good energy. Look at her, she's shiny. After her, I forgot this card was in the deck. We play Android 21 Violent Predator. If we don't burst her and this card is in my hand and I'm playing against like Hachiyak or something, they're gonna lose. Hachiyak takes too long. I can't swing constantly, but I can defend really well with this deck. So by turn 8, we're just gonna play this, wipe their board, and then wipe their hand as well with the rest of the deck. Boom! Obviously, we're playing blue-green. We're playing one of the most busted cards in blue-green currently. Dude, this card's insane. Tap 4 to play from your drop area. Sure, we're not playing Android 21 and we can't rebuild in the energy, but who cares? We get to kill a card and crit their life. My opponent's at 3 life. Aw, dude, I guess I'll play this and then swing with my 6-drop 2 times. Hope you can counter. Bam! We're down to the Awakeners. So, your opponent usually is aggressive unless you're facing Hachiyak, then you have to play Awakeners, which is whatever, they're not going to deal with them immediately. We all know what Gohan does, he's been a staple forever. You swing, you rip the life, he gains crit. Super easy. The next one is Pan. She's the same way. You swing, you rip a life, she gains the 15k without crit, but she goes back to your hand for combo potential. You want to put a rival in this deck, then Pan is your best Awakener. Here's the spicy one of. This dude is good, because if anybody tries to Vegeta the Cruel, your Pan, or your Gohan, you're sitting duck and you can't awaken. This guy just says rip the life, and then Vegeta the Cruel can hit him and you can warp the card you ripped out of life if need be. Like, it doesn't matter. Final card. This is probably the best one of in the deck, which I should probably up it to a 2 of at minimum. I clutched out a game with this card. It gives your green, not yellow, gives your green android, any of the green androids in here, double strike, and 10k. So you tap 1, combo, it's essentially a green Champa, but for androids. And androids naturally have crit 90% of the time, so like, I could swing with my awakened leader and give him 25k crit, and my opponent has to deal with that. Crit double, let me rephrase, and they usually don't have a way to deal with it. So deck's super simple. The way you run it is you turn 3 play, you're either going to play her, or you're going to play this awesome 3-drop. Up to that point, you keep your energy so you can respond with Vegeta the Cruels, so you can respond with Desperate Measures, so you can use your negates or your beans if need be. Like, it's all just defensive play. If you see this, you energy it. It doesn't matter. If you see this, you hold it in hand unless you don't need it. Like, if your opponent's playing multicolor, don't sit on this card and think you're going to win. Just energy it or combo with it. It doesn't matter at that point. The cards you care the most about seeing would be any of your 17s, really. Everything else is just fodder for the deck. You know what they say about fodder. It doesn't matter. So that's the deck, guys.
Awesome.
Any questions?
Any shout-outs?
Yeah, dude, always shout out LWG for allowing us to host our DBS events. Fucking love it here. Oh, sorry. I love it here. Shout out to Mark. Dude's always good. Always fun to play against. Our game was great. He shout out to Miles, the legendary wolf. I shouted out the store. I thought you were a part of that too. Hey, best Trunks player we got.
Goddamn right. Best player you got.
Man, shout out to David. David was my opponent. He played Hercule. That was really fun. That's probably the deck that was the worst this was the worst matchup for that deck because he just didn't have a hand because I didn't let him awake until super late. But yeah, that's about it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm a terrible community leader, I guess, but it's whatever.
See you later.
Bye.